We live between two extremes. On one side, there are the boundless oceans, the source of life. On the other, there is eternal ice, a locked lock that holds back a potential global flood. This balance is the guarantee of our civilization. But have you ever considered the most frightening, the most improbable, yet physically possible scenario? What if, due to uncontrolled global warming, all the ice on Earth, from mountain glaciers to the polar ice caps, melted completely? We're talking about an incredible volume of frozen ice, about 21 million cubic kilometers. That's enough to alter coastlines, wipe out cities, and redefine the geography of our planet. This isn't science fiction. This is the potential global ice budget. If all that ice melted, average sea levels would rise by about 66 meters. The entire map of the world as we know it would become a monument submerged beneath the ocean. This catastrophe won't happen overnight. Scientists estimate this scenario will take hundreds, if not thousands of years. But what makes this process terrifying is that it will be a self-accelerating catastrophe through a vicious feedback mechanism. Icebergs, especially in Greenland and Antarctica, are bright white. This white surface reflects up to 90% of the sun's rays back into space. This is Earth's albedo, its natural cooling system. When the ice melts, its surface is replaced by dark blue ocean water or dark land. Dark water and land absorb up to 90% of the sun's energy, converting it to heat. More heat is absorbed, more ice melts, more dark surface is exposed, more heat is absorbed. It's a deadly feedback loop, like a tape recorder rewinding itself to destruction. Trapped beneath the permafrost in Siberia and Alaska are millions of tons of frozen methane, a greenhouse gas dozens of times more potent than carbon dioxide. When the permafrost melts, methane is released. This gas will further warm the planet, melting more ice and accelerating this death spiral until it becomes unstoppable. The disaster began with the collapse of two of the largest ice shelves, the Greenland and West Antarctic ice sheets. They were the first to collapse, not because of temperature, but because meltwater seeped beneath and lubricated their bases, causing the ice sheets to slide into the sea. A sea level rise of just a few meters is enough to wipe out global coastal civilizations. Imagine, a 10-meter rise is enough to submerge entire low-lying countries like Bangladesh, the Netherlands, and most of Florida. New York City, London, Shanghai, Rio de Janeiro, all the world's greatest economic and cultural centers, built on the seashore and at river mouths, are now modern-day Atlantis. These cities are disappearing completely, forcing billions of people to become climate refugees. In Asia, southern Vietnam, the Yangtze River Delta, and most devastatingly, Jakarta, all were wiped out. Rising sea levels not only wiped out land, but also destroyed much of the world's most fertile farmland. A global food crisis soon followed, when the entire ice cap of East Antarctica, the largest and strongest ice shelf, finally collapsed. Sea levels rose to their peak, 66 meters. The world map that emerged from this flood was completely unrecognizable. In North America, the entire East Coast was submerged. Florida disappeared entirely. The Mississippi Valley became a giant saltwater gulf. In South America, the Amazon River Basin became the new Amazon Ocean, dividing the continent into two isolated plateaus. Europe lost London, Venice, and the entire Mediterranean and Baltic coasts. The Netherlands, Belgium, and Denmark disappeared. In Asia, the entire low-lying Indian subcontinent was submerged, and the coast of East China disappeared. Millions of square kilometers of land were submerged, concentrating the global population on a narrow plateau. Human populations, now confined to highlands and mountainous regions, such as the Rocky Mountains, the Andes, and Tibet, would face extreme overcrowding, wars for water and resources, and the need to completely reinvent civilization in a new, hot, watery world. The impacts of melting ice go beyond rising sea levels. The melting ice of Antarctica and Greenland is extremely cold fresh water. When this water is injected into the ocean, it has the potential to disrupt the Ocean Conveyor Belt. The Ocean Conveyor Belt is a system of global currents that regulates the climate, bringing heat to northern regions such as Europe. If this current were to stop, northern Europe could suddenly become extremely cold, ironically, while tropical regions would become increasingly hot and dry. Stable weather patterns would disappear, replaced by superstorms, extreme droughts, and unpredictable floods. Furthermore, the large volume of warm water will reduce the amount of dissolved oxygen in the oceans. This oxygen shortage will create larger dead zones, trigger mass extinctions of marine organisms, and threaten humanity's remaining primary protein source. The scenario of total ice melt is a warning. This is not just about rising sea levels. It is about the breakdown of a planetary balancing system that has been operating for millions of years. This is a challenge to humanity's survival in a smaller, hotter, and more aggressive world. This event may take thousands of years, but the decision begins today. We learn that beneath that seemingly immobile ice sheet lies the potential to rewrite Earth's history with water. This story is a lasting reminder of our planet's limitless power and the cost we pay when we forget its power.